there's a lot to talk about. But as you guys can see, there's no E90 to be seen. There's no E90 aside from its oil spots that we don't talk about. So what happened to it? Well, I bought that. And I sold the E90 for this TRD Tundra. I know what you guys are gonna say. Have you lost your mind? Okay, yes, I've lost my mind. Within the past month, there was a lot going on. I kept this really low key. Like, this car was actually sold 3 weeks ago to my cousin. I wasn't really prepared to make the video. For one, I'm still busy with my photography stuff as like a side hustle, and two, it's pretty emotional, I'm not gonna lie. You understand how much sentimental value the E90 holds to me, and it's the best first car I've ever owned in my life. Like, it's the car that got me to where I'm at today because of you guys. You guys wanted to see the content on the E90, and I understand that, but life moves on. I have to really think outside the box, not just for you guys, but to think for myself. The E90 was meant to be a daily, as you guys know, and it can't really be daily driven if it keeps continually breaking down. For one, I live in South Dakota, so yes, I have X-Drive, but that thing was slammed on its nuts. And last winter, I broke my front bumper at the time, and I was very financially unstable, and I couldn't put any more work into the E90 up until June. I was still trying to establish a foundation for myself financially to get the thing back up and running. Two, I really needed a truck. I need a vehicle that I can rely on to go from long distances, drive in the winter. It sucks it had to go down to this, but this is ideally the combo I wanted. I wanted a nice summer car, something really fun to drive, but I also want a winter vehicle or a utility vehicle to use whenever I need to tow, for instance, that, or when I need to move or haul stuff long distances. Well, I have that because it's a very, very nice truck. A lot of you are probably pissed or sad or whatever the case may be. I understand. I'm with you on this one, but this is life, guys. Idealistically, this right here was the main goal overall. The E90 was just a platform or a foundation for me to get into something, into a tier like an M car. Also, I always wanted a truck, but I'm just thinking ahead. This is a very wise choice to buy. A great investment per se. And also, realistically, I can't keep two project cars because honestly, the E90 and having to maintain it was holding me back from actually modifying this. So now, the whole channel is now locked onto my E46 M3. And to behold, this is a great, gorgeous car. And for God's sakes, I bought this thing for $5 grand. I bought it with the purpose of restoring it. Yeah, these are all the old parts. If you guys want any of these parts, just DM me. I'll think of something. I work with UPS, so I can rearrange a deal for you. But nevertheless, while I was in silence, doing my works, so the M3 now has a CSL front bumper that doesn't have any crack splitters. I have still yet to find a body shop that can fix this. I don't know why it's hard to find one around where I live, but when they hear BMW, they don't want anything to do with it. I also painted my wheels to like this goldish glow color. It's kind of a nice contrast, I'm not gonna lie, pretty flashy. I did plastic dip, however, and you can kind of see it's already showing its wear. But that's because I was getting some new tires for my M3. So for the new tires, I went for two 35 19s in the front. So it's not gonna rub in the front anymore when I turn. And then I went for wide boys in the rear. And these are two 75 19s. Like, this is a proper tire and wheel setup. Also, another thing I was doing, I was trying to put some primer and sand some stuff down to be sure the rust doesn't keep growing. And it worked, sort of. And you guys can see, it has black interior now. It's in the works, but eventually I'll get this whole dash taken off, paint that black, and get the carpet painted black, and it'll be a solid interior color. Next thing too, I want to get like a flat bottom M3 steering wheel. It's gonna be pretty cool. And after that, it's just really focusing on the body. I really want to make this thing red. Let me know what you guys think. A red E46 M3? Or do you guys see a different color with this car? Now on to the bigger fun, the Tundra. So it's technically not a TRD Pro, but it is, however, a TRD 4x4 off-road package. So it has the Bilstein suspension that rides like a cloud. And whoever owned this truck before me, it was only a one-owner truck, But I think there's a 2-inch leveling kit, so it sits a little higher. This was also added on, that's pretty cool. But lastly, this is my favorite. Keyless entry. I don't have that liberty with either my E46 M3 or my E90, and it's kind of nice to have. So this is what it looks like on the inside, and I've had this for over a month and I love it. It literally only has like 16,000 miles. I only put 1,000 miles since I've owned it. I do travel quite a bit from time to time, so that's actually not bad. And it's relatively very clean and new. Like nothing's been touched at all. It's also the SR5 trim, so it's probably like one of the top line trims you can get for a Tundra. And then here's the rear side. So it's very spacious. This is the Crew Max. So the bed's gonna be a little bit shorter than your normal bed, but you have a huge cab, and I prefer that regardless, because if I were to have any road trips with any of my friends or family members, they'll actually sit pretty comfortably. And here's the engine bay. So it's a 5.7 liter V8, pushes roughly around 400 to the crank, 390 foot-pounds of torque. This thing fucking scoots, but look how clean the engine bay looks. Like this is immaculate. Love it. Wow, what the fuck? There we go, Jesus. And here's what the front end looks like. I think by far my most favorite is the headlights. Like these look pretty sick. And these are literally brighter than my future, guys. Like, it's stupid bright. I got so many people flashing their high beams, thinking I have my high beams on during at night. Here are the wheels too. They're moto wheels. I'm not really much of a truck guy, so I don't know the specs for these moto wheels, but I do know it has a little bit of a poke. But my main gripe, these are 18s. They're not 20s. I really want to run 20s with 33s, but I think I might need to go for a little bit more of a higher lift. Maybe a 3-inch lift at the least. And here's what the rear looks like. It's a very nice truck. The white's perfect. Like everything imaginable, loaded up and everything. Sound system sounds alright, but it's nothing marvelous like my E90 sound system. But it's still a very great truck overall. My favorite part's probably the blacked out badges. That was the first thing that really caught my eye when I saw this truck. But yeah, biggest thing to take away, man, opportunity costs. I wanted an E46 M3, and I also wanted a Tundra, preferably of a TRD trim. And well, 3 years later, here I am. It's nuts, man. It's like I'm living a dream, but I'm really wide awake right now. In the later future, I'll make a farewell video to the E90, but I gotta get my cousin to be involved in this. This channel is gonna take a different turn from here on out. But just know the BMW content will never ever go away. The legacy lives on within this E46 M3. You guys are not ready for what I'm about to do with my E46 M3. But maybe I should bag this instead. Because, well, I don't have an E90 to bag anymore. So I might as well bag my E46 M3. And then as for the Tundra, that's gonna have to stay stock for the meanwhile until the warranty goes up. Because right now I really want to divide my attention to modifying this and restoring the E46 M3. It's hard to say goodbye to a car that's made you to who you are today. Like, it sucks, I'm not gonna lie. I know a lot of you guys are bummed out. I know some of y'all will probably not watch my videos from here on out. I understand, you know. But just know that the legacy literally lives on within my E46 M3. If you guys made it this far, give the video a like and subscribe to keep posted. I can't keep a consistent schedule anymore. I'll try to upload usually once a month if I can, and kind of go from there, because within the next few months I'm going to be really extremely busy with my other job as being a photographer. But nevertheless, guys, I love each single one of you. I will make a final farewell video to my E90 once I get my cousin to come join along and help me with it. Take it easy, guys. Have a nice day.